Thank you for joining me today. I'm Sandra at Arty Cardair, and I've got this beautiful little Easter basket to show you today. Isn't that so cute? Oh, and one of my eggs has just rolled off. I've got little golden eggs inside there, and I think that that's just so great. I'm going to make one of these for me and my mum for Easter Sunday, because I don't think that the men are going to appreciate a little Easter basket with flowers on, although I could be wrong. So I'll make something different for them. But I think my mum's going to love this, as do I. I think that's just so cute. Wouldn't that look great on your Easter table? Absolutely smashing, I think that is. And I'm going to show you how to make that today. The flowers I've made using the Flower Shop stamp set and the Petite Petals stamp set. Now this Flower Shop stamp set was the very first stamp set that I ever bought. When I first noticed Stampin' Up products, I saw this Flower Shop stamp set and I just had to have it because I'm a flower arranger, so needless to say I wouldn't I have to have it. And the Petite Petals match it perfectly because you've got your small flowers with your large flowers. And that to me is great. So the only problem with the Flower Shop stamp set is that when you prep them up on your blocks, this is this one here, when you prep them on your blocks, it's got a matching punch. Now this punch lines up with certain flowers, so before you start stamping out a load of flowers in a row, the best thing I have found to do is to mark with a little arrow. You can see just down here I've marked with a little arrow that there is that there, because then when you put your punch in to stamp your flower out, you won't have any problem. It'll line up perfectly every time, and you need to do that on all 6 flowers. Just do your little arrow and it'll save you a lot of time, trust me. So I'm going to show you how I made the flowers first. So I'll just move that out of the way because I'm going to do this the opposite way round to what I would normally show you. I'm going to show you the flowers first. So today I'm going to use the crushed curry ink to do some large flowers, and this I'm just doing to show you. So you've prepped up your stamp on your block with your arrow facing down, and you stamp down as you normally would. Now then you get your small flowers, any one you like, and you prep that on a block. Now the small flowers, they won't give you any problems whatsoever, they line up perfectly. But the Flower Shop stamp set, you just need to make sure, like I've said, that you prep your block facing that way towards you with your arrow going down, which is what I did here, and I will show you just here how that goes straight in there and it lines up perfectly every time. And you press your flower out and that lines up perfectly. You won't have any problems with that. And as for the little Petite Petals one, that lines up anyway. You won't have any problems with that. You just put that in, line that up and punch that out. You won't have any problems with that one at all. But with the Flower Shop, that's a good tip, and that will get you going and you won't have any bother. So I've prepped up my flowers already, and so now I'm going to show you how to make the basket. So let's move this stuff out the way. We're using the envelope punch board to make this basket, and we're using a 6 by 6 inch piece of cardstock, which is 15.2 by 15.2. You place it in the envelope punch board and you score it at 1.5 inches. Turn it round and 1.5 inches on all 4 sides. So I shall just get on and do that. Now I like making coconut macaroons, and I can envisage making some coconut macaroons for Easter Day and putting those in the basket. That would look fantastic. So you've scored all 4 and punched all 4. So now you flip your card over and you put it back in at the 1.5 inch mark, and you don't do any scoring because your scoring's already done. You just punch it on all 4 sides. Like that. And now we just want to complete these lines across the top here. So back in the punch board, and I think that is about 4.5 inches you line it up to, somewhere around there, and then you just score. You don't need to punch because you've already punched. So in there, and just do that all the way around. There we are. So that's our scoring done. Put that away. So now we are going to burnish all our lines as we would normally. Get rid of those bits, we do not need those. Right then, so now what we need to do, get our scissors, and we're just cutting up these opposite lines. Like this. So that's all you do on both of those sides. And then what we're going to do now to make our basket shape, you need to line these up so that they're flush together like that. Like that. So I'm just going to get some glue dots to line those up with. So it's very easy, you just eyeball it till it comes together straight so that you've got some straight edges. Another glue dot. And the other edge. There, like that. So then you tuck these little edges in here with a glue dot, fold that down, another glue dot on the opposite side and fold that down. Now these come up and over, and you'll notice that your marks don't line up, but that doesn't matter. Just get your card and just fold it over. And then what we're going to do, we're going to get our fast fuse today and just run that along the outside edges up to the top, and then glue that all the way over, and you can see already we are forming a basket shape. So again, fold that over, run your fuse down and along, and fold that over. So there we have our basic shape. Now what I have done here is I've done like a little template, because when I've put some little doilies, oh, my eggs are rolling. I put some little doilies on the outside edge of my basket, like that. And then we need our handle, and I've done my little handle. My handle measures 8¼ inches by 1 3/8, which is 21 centimetres by 3.5. And I've put this little decorative strip along there just to pretty it up a bit, which I did with a border punch. And so, yes, with a border punch. So when you put that handle on there, you will have all your workings in there. So in order to make that look neater, I have cut these little templates. And you cut your little template, you lay your basket down on a sheet of card like that, and then you draw around it to get your little template for the sides. And so it's very easy to do. So we're now going to go ahead and we are going to stick our handle on. So we need to just run some fast fuse. And she's run that round the wrong way. Silly me. Fast fuse on the opposite side. Oh. Ignore that, that didn't happen. Right, so line that up to that side. I'm just going to stick a glue dot. Where are my glue dots gone? Here they are. I shall just stick a glue dot on that doily to just hold that down while I work. I lost my glue dot now. And stick that down. And then before I fold the other side of the handle over, to make it easy for myself, I'm going to glue this side in. Like that. And then just position that in until that sits nice and comfortable in there, and that neatens up your inside edge. So then we work on the opposite side. Another glue dot on there. Like that. And don't make the same mistake. On there. Make sure that that's level and stick that down on there. So there we have it, and then we need to just hide our inside to make it look neat. Same thing again, push it down to the bottom, line it up and press that in firm. And there we have a nice neat edge. So now I've got my flowers here. As you can see, I've cut two out in two different designs, and I've just got a bone folder, run a bone folder along like that way on the outer petals, and then the inner petals I've done that way, and then I've pinched them with my thumb and forefinger to just give them that little side lift. And I put one of the petite petals that I showed you how to stamp earlier in the middle, and I have used, for that centre, I've used one of the embellishments called metal rimmed pearls. You get quite a few in there, different sizes for your projects. So I've made those, and I've done some of the little flowers as well. I've used Calypso Coral and crushed curry inks for my flowers. For my leaves, I've got my leaves from the Bird Builder punch. This is the Bird Builder punch, and I've cut out 4 of the little leaves so that I can just stick them on the side of my basket like that. So now all we do is get some Stampin' Dimensionals, and with the Stampin' Dimensionals I'm just going to stick my main flower there to the side, and then I'm going to have 2 of the petite petals in the other colours, the Calypso Coral, and stick those on. Turn that round. Same this side, Stampin' Dimensional. And stick that on. And I think you'll agree that this is very easy to make. Takes no time at all. I'm just going to get a little bit of the liquid glue to stick my leaves on. So I've just run a bit of that down here. Oops. So when you put the glue on, I've done it so that I've got 1 leaf facing left and 1 leaf facing right. So just stick that on with a bit of liquid glue, lift up the little petal and place that under there so that that sticks out. Same this side. And then I've got 1 in the Calypso Coral for the top. Give it a little pull up. Put 1 offset there. Turn it round. And the other offset there. And just pinch them up if they flatten down a bit. Pinch them up with your fingers. So now all that we need to do is to just stamp out our little butterflies. And I've got some card here. And I've used the Papillon Potpourri stamp set. You get 6 little butterflies, the three itty bitty butterflies and the 3 elegant butterflies. And what am I looking for? I'm looking for my Calypso Coral ink, and I've prepped my butterfly up on my block. So I want to stamp out 2 of those, so we'll just stamp those down. And where's my little butterfly punch? I'll just go and get that. So we'll just stamp those out, line that up. Stamp those out. Right, so give them a bit of a lift, and before we put them on, I've put some little pearls in the centres. I've just put two of these little pearls, so we'll just chop those. Put some little pearls on the centres of our butterflies. Well, we will. I'll get it sorted. There. Right. Put that away. And then I'm just going to get one of my glue dots. I'm just going to fold that in half because I don't want it to be too big. And then we're going to position that like we did on this one, right about there. And the same with the other one. Oh, look at that. How lucky is that? Just got one glue dot left. I shall have to get some more out. One on there. Oh, it doesn't want to come off. Right, and one on there. And then what I've done is I've got a very small doily. You can buy these on the Stampin' Up website. Position that in there, like that, and then you put your goodies in there, whatever you want to put in there. And I think you'll agree that that is just the cutest of projects for Easter. I hope you'll have a go at it. Let me know if I can help you with anything. But until next time, from SandraR, it's goodbye. Bye-bye.